Live. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Proverbial Masterminds. I'm your host, Dr. Sherry, and this is my co-host. She's also the host, Erin Harrigan.
You were almost singing.
Really?
Almost. You were like starting to get a little.
I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where?
Down in my heart.
That's right.
Okay, listen. This is an exciting day because
exciting day. Is it?
This is episode 50.
Woo! What? Episode 50. Wow.
Can you believe that?
So it's not really 1 year. We haven't really been doing it for 1 year.
Well, remember you and I started talking and then we decided, okay, let's go fly. Like, let's do this. So we have a couple of weeks before we actually started to do this.
Got it.
On YouTube. So welcome back, everyone, as Sherry said, to our YouTube show. It's super fun. We're going to talk some proverbs and some wisdom and all the good things. So
yeah, and we don't know where it goes. So Erin and I don't, whether that's to our credit or to our discredit, Erin and I do not share what we're going to talk about. We just have organic, candid conversations. And each week we bring you the last 7 verses of the book of Proverbs that we have read, 1 verse a day. And we take those in culmination of chunks of 7 and we share our thoughts on them. That's it. It's as simple as that. So even though it's called the Proverbial Masterminds, that's why it's called the Proverbial.
Get it? Proverbs, proverbial. You're so clever. Okay. So we're still in 14.
We are still in 14. This week, we are recapping the last 7 verses that we read, which is verses 21 through 28, 27, 28, 28, 27. I can't.
20 through 27.
No, 21.
Okay, then 21 through 21, 2, 3, 4.
Through 27. We have to count people.
See, here's what I'm just going to tell you. So math is not my zone of genius. Which is really fascinating because I do like to work with numbers like in my business. So here's where I get messed up is I'm like 21 to 28, that's 7, but it's really 21 to 27. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, I do all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have to include the other one.
Not just me.
Right. It's not 28 minus 21 equals 7.
Right. Okay. So
anyway, that's today's math lesson. So I'm going to read if that's all right.
Do it.
So I'm going to read from excuse me while I yawn, the New King James Version. Okay. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Let's go. I just finished recording that draft for that reel. When he's like, are you ready? Let's go. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So anyway, thanks. It's on my mind. Okay. He who despises his neighbor sins, but he who has mercy on the poor, happy is he. Do they not go astray who devise evil? But mercy and truth belong to those who devise good. In all labor, there is profit, but idle chatter leads only to poverty. The crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolishness of fools is folly. A true witness delivers souls, but a deceitful witness speaks lies. That's powerful. In the fear of the Lord, there is strong confidence, and his children will have a place of refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to turn one away from the snares of death. Love it. Yeah. That's good stuff. So I'll start off with Leia. Sorry, my dog is rambunctious right now. She's literally found a napkin that's floating beneath my desk and she's tearing it to shreds right now.
Keeps her busy.
So he who despises his neighbor sins, but he who has mercy on the poor, happy is he. What I like about this and what I'd like to highlight about this is that, we, especially with like talk of, this is my take. No, I don't know if this is the right take or not. This is my take. So our neighbors are yes, they are our proverbial neighbors. There are like people across the world are our neighbors, but really our neighbors are not just the people we live beside, but they're the people we do life with.
Mm.
Right? They're our friends, our family members. They're the people in our circles. They're the people that we have relationship with.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so when I look at this and it's like, but the rich, he who despises his neighbor sins, but he who has mercy on the poor, happy is he. It is, I think what I see in this is us having mercy on people whom we are in direct contact with, that we have relationship with, that we can help.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean to not give to charity or organizations that help people in third world countries. That's not what I'm saying. But I do think that there's an important juxtaposition here, because I think because this whole passage compares, the wise and the folly and the just and the unjust. I do think there's something worth noting here, that we cannot say we are for mercy on the poor when we don't offer that to those who are directly involved in our lives.
Yes.
It's not right. Like, we can't go, oh, well, I gave to this mission. I gave to this, but then we're really crappy to the people in our lives. We don't help people in our lives that we know are hurting, and we have the ability to help them.
Yes.
I think that's not what this is talking about. This is talking about it is what this is talking about. It's talking about making sure that with your help of the poor is not despised on your neighbor, on the person in front of you in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Because we can be really good at like pointing out, I think sometimes we do it, even though like it says, I know it says in the word, like, keep it anonymous. You don't need to brag about what you're giving away, but we can be really good at giving elsewhere, but not
in our own circle.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It's, and so giving, right? Like, the poor, this doesn't necessarily talk about, money.
That's right.
Right.
Time,
like if you
talent.
Right. If you look at the Beatitude, blessed are the poor, those are the ones who feel empty of something.
Yes.
Empty of money, of time, of love, affection, companionship, whatever it is, food.
Yeah.
It's sharing what they are empty. It's sharing what you have that they are empty of.
Exactly.
And here's the thing. When it comes to like bigger organizations and stuff, yeah, you can help, but you really don't know who you're helping.
No.
You really don't know. I'm not saying that you're not. I'm certain you are in most cases helping somebody. But there is when this says happy is he or she, by the way, because you're seeing the fact that you're helping somebody in your life, and you're seeing how much of a blessing it is to them.
Yes. I'm looking at the Passion Translation, and verse 22. I love how it puts it. It says, haven't you noticed how evil schemers always wander astray? But kindness and truth come to those who make plans to be pure in all their ways. It reminds me of occasionally I'll encounter someone who, that's in a circle, not necessarily my family, but maybe in a networking circle, and just everything goes wrong for them, or so they believe. And so, we'll experience something together and they'll say, I just don't get it. Like, you're just positive. Like, what, well, because kindness and truth come to those who make plans to be pure. Like, I am not pure.
Right.
But kindness and truth, there's a level of calm and peace and joy that we still have because we have Jesus.
Yeah.
That we know that even when we're not, when we're not experiencing all the best things, that he's always there. And it's about our response to it versus our reaction to it. But I love how it says, like, haven't you noticed the evil schemers always wander astray? Yeah. I've noticed that. I notice that all the time. right? I think
I've
the
noticed that when
frustrating
I
thing-
do that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. But I also think the frustrating thing about that is we talked about this a little bit last week, is that there are those moments where, but they're still getting ahead, or they're still making money, or they're still
Yeah.
having, signing client or whatever. And we're kind of like, "Ugh, what the heck?"
Well,
the thing-
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and that leads directly into the next verse,
Yeah.
which says, in all labor, there is profit. Right. But idle chatter leads only to poverty. I think this is particularly important to encourage somebody. And I go through these periods where I feel like I'm working so hard and seeing so little. Like,
Mhm.
this is a promise. In all labor, there is profit, but idle chatter. So if you can say, I am working, I am being diligent, I am, doing what I believe I need to do right now. I'm not just
Yes.
like, eating Lay's potato chips on the couch and not doing anything and hoping something good comes to me.
Right.
If you're being diligent, this is a promise. In all
Yes.
labor, there is profit. It's not a fortune cookie. Aaron and I
No.
got the opportunity to meet yesterday, and for the first time, people, for the first time. So we've
Ever.
known each other. We've known each other for 2 years now, but only virtually, only like this. Well,
Yes.
yesterday we actually got to give each other an in-person physical hug and have some lunch
So
together. So
good.
that was great. Well, at the end of the meal, we opened fortune cookies, and she's like, "Here's yours." And I said, "Oh, well, I can't. I remember I'm gluten free. I can't have that." And I said, "Well, but I want to see what the fortune is." So this is how some of you might be feeling.
This is so
When you-
good.
When you're like, I worked so hard and I'm not seeing anything. So I forget what was your fortune, Aaron?
I don't even remember.
We don't care about fortunes, people. This is going somewhere.
But you know what? I think it was something like this. Like,
But it was something like
if
a
you
proverb.
work hard,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
It was something like that. Right. So then I opened mine and there's no fortune. It was empty.
Zero
It was
fortune.
empty. I'm like, see,
But I'm like,
It
God
doesn't
is
matter
trying to
what
tell
I
you, you don't
do.
need the stinking fortune.
right.
Yes.
But so what's true about that is sometimes you're not going to see the fruit. You're not going to see the profit.
No.
That doesn't mean it's not there. That doesn't mean God isn't working something for you elsewhere or in a different way than you expected. Like I expected to see something in the fortune cookie.
Yeah.
Right. This is really good. This is a really good
This is a very good
analogy.
metaphor.
Object
Yeah.
lesson. Remember object lesson. So you expect to see something in the fortune cookie. You expect when you do the work, when you do the stuff that you're gifted at doing, when you feel like you're walking in your purpose, you expect that you're going to open the proverbial fortune cookie and get
Right.
something for that.
I'm just making a note of what you're saying. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So this is the one with the fortune cookie. So, when you don't get that,
Yeah.
you go, wait, what? I mean, I think my jaw literally dropped open. Like, seriously?
There's no fortune.
I was so disappointed. But
Somebody's fired.
but Erin shared her fortune with me.
Oh, that's good.
It is good.
And you shared your chicken with me.
and I shared my chicken, which was supposed to be beef.
Right.
It
But
turned out
whatever.
great.
No, I think you're right. And the other thing that I want to point out about this is, so this says in the Passion version, it says great abundance. And here, in the New King James, it says profit, right?
Yeah.
Taking that away from like what we normally would think is like financial,
Uh-huh.
right? If you're
Right.
if
We
you're
would expect to
working,
open the fortune cookie and get money.
yeah, like if you're working as to the Lord, not to man, if you are committing your works to the Lord and he's establishing your steps, like that profit, that abundance, like it's so
Yes.
much more
Yes.
than the dollars and the cents.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's the sense right there. That's the mastermind coming out.
2
in
cents
you.
Friday.
2 cents
4 cents Friday. 4 cents.
It's so
Yes. Yes.
good.
And the second part of this in this version in the Passion says, but merely talking about getting rich while living to only pursue your pleasures brings you face to face
Yes.
with poverty. And this to me is the quintessential, like, I'm just going to let God handle it. Right. Or I'm just waiting on God, but you can move while you're waiting.
Can
We
move
have a
while you- that's right.
responsibility to continue walking. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. To continue being diligent. Go to the
Totally.
ant, you sluggard. Where was that back in the
The
beginning?
ant.
Right? The ant.
That was
Where was
very
that?
interesting. That was like way back, like episode, I don't even know. I called it Ant Farm. I'm going to look it up. Keep talking.
Look to the ant, you sluggard. Anyway, yeah, look to the ant. Like, keep working, be diligent, and know this truth. All of your labor ends in profit. Okay, verse 24. The crown of the wise is their riches, but the foolishness of fools is folly. That seems kind of obvious, right? It's like
I mean, right.
the crown is riches, folly is foolishness, foolishness is folly. So why does he say that again in this way?
So I was actually looking that up, and it doesn't address that in my one commentary, but let me see what this says in this other version. The true net worth of the wise is the wealth that wisdom imparts, but the way of life for the fool is his foolishness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. The true net worth is that wisdom imparts wealth. It's
Yes.
what you gain from the wisdom. Again, going back to Solomon wrote Proverbs, and what Solomon asked for was wisdom.
Mhm.
And the Lord blessed him over and above that.
Mhm. I also look at like crown and folly, that, as opposites. So crown is a thing of honor on top of your head.
Versus
Folly
a
is falling
jester.
down.
Oh yeah, there's that too.
Or the jester.
Right. Like folly, right? Like
Right.
here's royalty.
Yeah.
And then here's the
court
jester.
Of course, the court jester. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I dressed up as a court jester one time when I was working with a little boy diagnosed with autism, and I jumped around like that. I did. I had little bells on the.
Did he like it?
He loved it.
Oh,
And fortunately, I have no photographic evidence of that.
dang it.
I know. Okay.
Video.
Verse 25. A true witness. This is really strong when you think about it. A true witness delivers souls,
Oof.
but a deceitful witness speaks lies. So if you think about that, just in court cases, right? A true witness is able to deliver souls. Why? Because even if they say something that is harmful to you, that let me say this, has harmful consequences for you, but is true, they deliver you
Yes.
from
yes.
shouldering the secrecy and guilt of that.
Yes.
Right? Like that's one way to look at it.
That is a really good way to look at it. I like that.
Yeah, but a deceitful witness speaks lies, right? And covers things up.
Covers it up.
And doesn't deliver anything. Doesn't offer
No.
healing to the situation, doesn't offer a path forward, just hides it, covers it up. So,
Digs a deeper hole.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what was I watching? There's a movie on Netflix called The Guilty with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. And so it's a pandemic movie, right? So he's a 911 operator because he's off the beat as a cop, because I guess he's getting ready to go to court the next day for shooting somebody. So at the end of it, basically he has all of these come to Jesus moments with people, this person he was helping with 911. And at the end, he calls his partner and he's like, hey, listen, tomorrow I need you to tell the truth. I need you to just say what happened. And his partner's like, man, that's not going to go good for you. I can't do that. I can't change my statement. And he's like, no, you have to. And he's like, I need you to give me your word. And so he gave him his word, and you could just see this visible relief. Now, it didn't, obviously, the movie ended there. It didn't show what happened next, but that was a really beautiful depiction of this verse.
Yeah.
Of how his soul was delivered because his friend agreed to be honest, even if it didn't work out in his best interest. And I think sometimes, like, loyalty can be confused for it's okay to like lie, or it's okay to get on board with somebody else's version of events. Because that's like almost like a twisted way of loving them, but it's not. Right.
Yes.
It's not delivering them. So
love that.
What's next?
Okay, then 26, I'll read this from the Passion Translation. Confidence and strength flood the hearts of the lovers of God who live in awe of him, and their devotion provides their children with a place of shelter and security.
Wow.
Beyond them to their children, generation upon generation.
That's amazing.
And then this says, this relates back to Proverbs. Wait, this is to live. I don't know why it gave me this. To live as a passionate lover of God. Oh, it's just a definition, sort of, will bring benefit even to your children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And speaking as the mom of 2 adult daughters who are on their own faith journey,
Mm-hmm.
I pray all the time, but my prayer, and I believe this promise, that because I have confidence and strength in the Lord, and because I live in awe of him and love him, that my devotion will still provide them a place of shelter and security, even if they aren't believers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like it won't be the same as he provides me, but that it will. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, we see that throughout scripture, right? Like in the Old Testament, how generation after generation, they will have the blessing, but they would also have the, curses or whatever.
Right. Exactly.
But, so, okay. Verse 27, the last verse of this week, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to turn one away from the snares of death. I love that. Just the picture of the fountain of life, and to just revisit what fear of the Lord means. It means to recognize his sovereignty, to recognize his authority, to recognize his design, to recognize his plan, to recognize that he's above and over and in and beyond all of it.
Mm-hmm. It's really about reverence.
Yeah.
And that reverence opens that life within you. Right. It's like Jesus and being the living waters and the bread of life.
Yes.
In you, empowering you to turn from deadly snares.
Yeah.
Not that you won't experience deadly snares, like sin and temptation, but to empower you to turn from them.
Well, I also see this as, those of us who have the fear of the Lord, we are a fountain of life.
Correct.
To others.
Yes.
Right. It doesn't say we will have that fountain of life for ourselves. I mean, we do have that. It says we are a fountain of life when we have that. And I think that turns others away from the snares of death, potentially.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think of that song, I've got a river of life. Do you know that one?
I don't.
Flowing.
I love when Sherry sings her songs.
Makes the lame to walk and the blind to see, opens prison doors, sets the captives free. I've got a river of life flowing out of me.
That was good.
And then it goes, we had motions as a kid. Spring up, oh well, within my soul. Spring up, oh well. Yeah, it was a good song.
So good.
Good times.
I love it. Okay. You got anything else?
No, nothing. We will end on that fabulous Broadway worthy rendition.
That was
got a river
worthy from the theater mom. I'm telling you, I know these things. Okay. So we will be here next Friday. Yeah. And we will be in verses 28 through
34.
34. Oh, almost finishing up 14. 28 to 34. So join us in reading Proverbs 14, 28 to 34, and we'll see you next Friday.
That's right.